we just presented to you are films that we commissioned, which means we offered financial support and we paired people with a mentor to help bring their film further along in its production. Now, what you have tonight are, hi. I didn't see you earlier. What you have tonight are 2 rounds of this. So in I think it was 2019, we chose 2 films. One by Austin Rich, who was the first film you saw tonight called Stay Sane, and the other by Marquisa, by Christy, and she'll tell you more about that. Austin is not with us because Austin just had brain surgery. I want to tell you, he wants me to kind of, send his regards, but he really has had a really, really rough time in the last few months, and he actually made that film while he was recovering. So to explain Austin and Christy in this program, we chose 2 films that had been entered into the festival, and we wanted to help, as I said, kind of help those films rise through the rankings of our festival and other films. So we found mentors around the country, people I've met through the years, people of color, to pair with these artists and work with them and say, what if you try this, what if you try this, and then we offered financial support. I said that already. And then the second phase, because of COVID, a lot of people obviously, our choreographer friends up here, didn't have performances. And I was asked by 2 festivals in the city, the Black Teen Mix Festival and the Los Angeles Dance Festival, to do workshops for all these lovely people who had dances ready for a stage that were canceled. And they had never worked on screen and probably didn't even want to. I don't know what you did. I knew you did, but I don't know if everybody wanted to. So I worked with them over a few weekends, talked about the things I knew, and I've only ever seen them in little squares this big, in little Zoom calls. And then we were given a National Endowment for the Arts grant. We chose some people through that process who went through the mini Dance Camera West training program, paired them with a mentor, and they made these beautiful films. So I'm talking way too much, but I'm really proud of this program, so I could just talk about it forever. So we hadn't produced before. We realized during COVID we were here for the artists. We need to help artists. Artists need support. Artists need a place to grow. Artists at that point, needed physical support too, like another voice in the room, so they're not just living in their heads. So I would like you guys to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit who your mentor is. Oh, I should mention Roro Yi, who is the girl sliding down the, is also not available tonight, obviously, but I'm really happy you guys are here. That's it, right, for Roro and Austin. So who you are, maybe, were you working in film before? Was this just like, oh shit, I have to do this now? How this mentorship maybe helped you? I don't know, just say hi to your people.
Hello, my name is Arisha. Hello.
There she is.
This is my nighttime voice in this video. Hi, my name is Arisha Hubbard, and I am the filmmaker for Redline. I was paired with Robin Gee, who runs, I believe, the Greensboro Dance Film Festival. I was interested in screen dance well before, but it honestly wasn't until the pandemic where there was a huge shift and I felt called to participate in it again. So I'm very grateful to have had this opportunity. I noticed when participating in this field that I didn't see that many women that look like me, Black female filmmakers. And so this process allowed me to kind of tell my story, share my experiences in a quite different way. I'm usually used to live performances. Being able to work with a mentor who mirrored what I strive to be or what I hope to be in the future. As a filmmaker, being able to have the financial support, and also just the the other set of eyes, not only with my mentor, with Kelly, also with my peer, with my homegirl, AJ. It definitely helped in the process, and just also being able to show that, my experience is multifaceted. Being able to show my Black female experience in an experimental way was something that I really wanted to do. And so I won't get into the nitty-gritty about my work, but I will say that I'm grateful for this opportunity. And I hope that not only you all, but more people will come and start to support this shift and change that's happening within the field.
Hi, my name is Alyssa A.J. Junius, and my film was Asha Ibalik. My mentor is Kara Hagan, and I came to know about Dance Camera West through the Shift West residency, and Kelly had taught a workshop about dance filmmaking, and before that, before 2020, I had no interest or was not in the proximity of making films. I was mostly a concert dancer, specifically, and also working in a musical theater, so everything was live for me. But when I had the parameters of being at home and unable to make live work, I had the opportunity to make film. So it's been an incredible journey to when faced with not your normal outlet to express yourself, that you always will find a way. And film has shown me that there's many ways to do that. And I also wanted to point out that I would have not learned about the Shift West residency without my girl, Irisha. And I want to point out what the beautiful experience of this whole, the Shift West residency leading us to Dance from West is also met Lexia and Pauline, and it's just, I think there's a difference in my experience with working with women creators, and when we're all trying to get to the same destination, I just feel very held in community with everyone, and this experience has been such a nurturing experience. I've learned so much, and I feel like not only having a mentor has been impactful in my creative endeavors in film, but having peers right beside me. We're all problem solving, and I loved your film, Chrissy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I felt like you were speaking to me. And for me, the most exciting part about being here at the festival, because it's my first time being at a dance film festival, is the communing over these films, the celebration of the hard work, the collaborative efforts, all the names on the screen of, it takes such a big team to create films, and the barrier of entry is financial. In my experience, the bigger my ideas got, the harder it was to fund them. So it was very impactful to get this finishing grant, to be able to fully flesh out my ideas for Asha Ibalik and give it a second chance. Not second chance, but a next step, but also as an artist, I was speaking earlier about being able to really marinate in your work. You know, nothing is ever finished, and with film, the ability to go back and edit and enhance, it's something that as a live performance artist, I don't always get. It's like that moment is gone, and film has kind of unlocked this portal of this thing that's going to be here beyond us. And I'm rambling, but I just wanted to share this space of energy. The energy that I'm feeling right now is gratitude. I feel very held. I want more people to see our work, and I hope that we can continue to support BIPOC female directors and choreographers, because this is a really hard industry, and I have nothing but respect for folks who've been doing this for 20 plus years, and I hope to continue to contribute to that legacy of women directors and choreographers.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Lexia, and my dance film was, wow, it's so weird to hear myself. So my name is Lexia. I did The Sun, the dance film with the flowers. So I learned about the grant through the Shift West program, which is where I met, oh my gosh, Alyssa. I'm so sorry.
Because that's what we call her AJ, right?
Yeah, AJ.
Like, who's Alyssa?
And yeah, I'm so sorry. My brain is fried. I actually went to Theater Kabaz. Yeah,
Oh,
that's why I was, yeah.
sorry.
But anyways,
Oh.
so yeah, I mean, my mentor was Yolanda Guadarrama, sorry. She's Mexican, I want to say it right. So she's Yolanda Guadarrama, and it was amazing having a mentor that's been in the dance film industry for so long. She really added so much depth and story to the visuals that I already thought were really beautiful. And that's something that I discovered through this grant, is that I actually need to work on my storytelling a lot. Because I tend to just kind of put work out there based on how I feel and what I think about it versus how other people are going to receive it. So the spoken word, she helped me edit it, she helped me put it together. The storytelling aspect, like what nature means to me, she really helped me flesh that out. It was an amazing experience. And yeah, I just really looking forward to continuing doing these kind of things, doing dance films, music videos. I actually started a production company this year called Oso Media, which means bear in Spanish. And so I really just, like Prissy's film really spoke to me, like, oh my gosh, it was amazing, because that is something I like, the tone of it, where we want to be more inclusive, we want to see our people on the screen, we want to feel represented, we want to feel heard, like our stories are out there. And so with my production company, I'm hoping to really just hire a lot of BIPOC artists, dancers, and continue doing mainly dance films, music videos, and experimental shorts. Thank you.
That's her own. Go Queen.
Good evening, my name is Marquisa Gardner, aka the Queen of Crime. And my film is entitled Thy Queendom Come. My inspiration is from two places, my community and the documentary I was discovered in entitled Rise, put out by David LaChapelle. I wanted to show that we are still rising in my community. That was really important to me. I know that a documentary is work of journalism, and I felt like Rise only showed you what you could handle. It kind of gave you a brief synopsis of what goes on in my community, and I just wanted to shine a light in more depth. I've always had this vision of creating my own version of the Mickey Mouse Club, but with kids in my community. And it just, by the grace of God, I ran into a bunch of kids who were inspired by what they go through in the community and needed rescue. And I thought that the arts would be a great rescue. And thank you guys for the grant, but I did not use it. I gave it to the editors of the film because when I did get with my mentor, the editors of the film, Mother, passed away from COVID. And so I donated the money to them, and I got to re-editing the film myself. I sat back and I did what needed to be done. I took notes for what was said to me, because I submitted 2 films, and so I merged 2 films, and so that's what you got. I'm just thankful for this opportunity, not only for myself, but to showcase my children. You are only as big as what you create, and I feel empowered watching my daughters on camera. I feel empowered watching so many beautiful brown children on camera, not twerking, not TikToking, not dancing to hypersexual music, and I wanna use my art and my lane to push that for the Black and Brown Forum.
Yeah, okay. I discovered Prissy through a film made by Jessica Koslow, who's in the
Yes.
audience, a few years ago. What was it called? I don't
The
know.
818 session.
818. What?
10 years ago.
10 years ago. Okay, well, it stuck with me that long.
Yeah.
So when you submitted your films, I'm like, oh, the next chapter, this is what she's doing next. And it was so, I mean, I never forgot. I probably saw Rise, probably. But I remember Jessica's film and watching you and just really loving that you came back to our festival. And I could see what you were doing next. Oh, she told you, good, thank you. And I love, as you said, I love seeing the children and what you're doing in your community, and it is so impressive. And I wish we could do what, you need to tell everybody what happened recently. I only gave them a little bit of money, but then Miss Prissy went on the Ellen show, and what happened?
Ellen gave me $20,000 to continue to build my company. I mean, majority of it went to paperwork, because I needed to get everything done legally, but I took half of that money and threw a free concert for my community.
That was amazing. So congratulations, thank you. And I love that you edited the film yourself. I saw the first cut, which was longer and which was a little more commercial
Yes.
and not personal. And I was really, the universe provides. Your voice is in that. It's your film now, and I hear your story, and I'm really happy that you went back to it. And I'm really happy all of you got to, as you said, like marinate on it and see what it is and look at it upside down, back and forth, cut it into pieces, collage it back together. And I loved working with you all, and I'm so happy you want to keep doing stuff. These guys also are on this, well, not all of you, but Arisha is on our selection committee. So usually what we're starting to do, if you go through our mentorship, you sort of get the crash course in what we're looking for, and then you become part of the team of selecting the films for us. So, with that, would anyone like to ask any questions, make any comments? I will run the mic up to you if you need it, or you can yell.
I have a question.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, so he's in the top row.
I can project my voice.
We've been sharing the COVID mic all weekend.
I have a question pertaining to the last film from Miss Prissy. I'm a professional dance filmmaker and photographer, but I work predominantly with classical ballet companies. And I noticed in the title logo of the film, there's 2 point shoes, and ballet vocabulary is present in the film. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about first about how ballet is represented in your life and in your work, and secondly, if you could talk a little bit about the vocabulary that you now use in the dance that you create.
Absolutely. So I did ballet for about 19 years. Out of high school, I went to Ailey, and it didn't work out. I dislocated my knee. My mom to the rescue. She got me a job as a jazz teacher once I got home. And I had a student in my class, his name was Diamond Santos, extremely, he changed my life. You wouldn't know me if it wasn't for him. And he told me that he didn't want to take my class anymore because ballet and jazz are not for boys. But he found something else. And I was just like, you found something else, but you're so good. And so I got on a bus with him, kind of creepy, so what? I got on a bus and I followed him because I wanted to see what intrigued him. And I followed him to this motorcycle club in the middle of nowhere, and there were all these kids in white jumpsuits with paint all over their face. You want to talk about a Step Up movie? That's how I felt, because here I am, this classically trained ballerina, walking into street dance culture in LA. I was floored, and I knew that I could not let go of that training. My mother would kill me. That was 19 years of tuition that was not going to go down the drain. So I found a way to implement my contemporary and ballet background into street dance culture here in LA. So if you notice in this segment called Concrete Rose, when they're in the tulle, me and my mom made those. Notice that I had them wear chucks and had them tie them up like point shoes, to show the relationship between ballet and street dance. And I somehow found a way to now get that style, which I call contemporary crump. Now I'm a lecturer at LMU teaching contemporary crump, where I implement ballet into street dance culture.
Go ahead.
Anybody? All right, well, this is it for this weekend. I would like to thank the members of my board who are here. Raise your hands, you don't have to stand up, folks. For supporting me through all these things. I'd like to especially thank Marta and Patty, who worked very much this week to get you in the door and into the theater. And are just, beautiful, smiling, welcoming face at the door. And of course, once again to Amber.
Yes, Amber.
Words cannot explain. But thank you all for coming. We hope to see you next weekend when we do weekend 2 of 2022, when we leave 2220. Thanks, you guys. I'm really grateful for having you.